From when I was as a newly diagnosed person walking around in a fog and not really knowing anything about cancer to now where I feel like there is a chance that I might die with this disease instead of it, there has been a long journey there, and I would tell anybody who's newly diagnosed, get as much information as you can. Scans are sometimes the worst because you know that they're going to use that to determine whether or not your medicine is working, whether they need to change it.
You have your scan, everything's good, so you're good for like a month, and then the month leading up to your scan, you start getting anxious. So it's just this roller coaster where you're constantly waiting for the next shoe to drop. Working is how I keep sane. Sitting home and just being depressed probably would make my physical health worse.
We're not that healthy, we're only kind of healthy.
Our bodies go through a lot. And if you need an antidepressant or an anti-anxiety medicine, there is no shame. You just have to take care of yourself.
Yeah, depression is something else, and it's real. I just didn't feel right for like 2 weeks. What I did was call my social worker, and she said, yeah, Thomasine, I think you might. I'm like depressed, because I also worked in the mental health unit, and I seen depression at its worst. So I'm like, I'm not depressed. I'm like, where was I for 2 weeks? I started talking to a therapist. It took me like 6 months to say, you're depressed. You have to reach out to someone. You can't try to say, oh, I'm fine. Don't self-diagnose yourself. You have to go and see.
When I was undergoing the kind of heavy-duty chemotherapy, I would get very tired. There was always kind of a question like, do I want to complete this task and not have it hanging over me, or do I want to go home and rest?
I have days where I wake up and I can't get out of bed because I only have but so much energy. There are dishes in my sink that I just couldn't find the strength to face.
I still go for treatment, and I have a very demanding job, but I really take time to sort of step back and not do anything on those days.
My cancer's in my bones. I've had radiation on both legs. So now I've had to adjust. I can't go bike riding with my boys because if I fall off the bike, I'm gonna break something. I went hiking in a mountain in Colorado. My oncologist is like, you're crazy. And I said, but I was fine. I'm not gonna stop living my life. I still wanna do things.
That's the thing, to live your life.
Yeah.
That's the thing, yeah, exactly. The way I learned to live with this is because I had to live my life. I don't care if I have cancer. Of course, I know I have cancer, but I have to live my life. I have to enjoy my life. My husband sometimes told me like, okay, you know that you have it. Please stop doing like you don't have it or you don't care about it. But I mentioned to him like, I want to think that I don't have it because I'm going to live my life the way I like.
Just dreaming about whatever it is that we want or how we want our life to be gives hope or a pathway to the future.
I love to travel. I have to have a trip planned, and when I was diagnosed with metastatic, I had zero motivation to book anything because I just kept thinking like, what if I don't make it to that day? I needed something to look forward to. Otherwise, I was gonna get stuck in just cancer, cancer, cancer. Keep making plans, live like there is no end, and when we get there, we get there.
We live for the moment now. We have a different perspective than other people.
Cancer is clarifying. There is a level of vulnerability there now where it just changes your life. Having those appropriate boundaries and prioritizing ourselves first to make sure that we have that reinforcement around ourselves so that we're not taken advantage of, that we're not susceptible to negativity.
I have to wake up every morning and choose joy, right? I have to choose to be happy, and it's not something that happens overnight. It's a choice. It's a choice.
Why me? Why this? Why now? Why not someone else? These are questions that I'm never gonna get the answer to. You just start over. You just keep living. Try to find gratitude in that moment on my worst days.
It just doesn't define me. I am much more than whatever some blood test can say or a piece of paper can say.
It is easy to be angry at this diagnosis. It's easy to be angry at God and for everyone around you, and why did this happen to me? So it's a choice to have to make every day to say, you know what, this is my situation. I'm gonna make the best of it.